Hello, everybody. I hope everybody's doing good today. It is Tuesday. I'm Garrett Browne with Demo Days. I'm very excited about this demo just because I've had some personal experience with it with my MSP, um, specifically around ransomware, um, which is drama. However way you look at it, ransomware is drama. It will mess people's lives, a lot of money. You're kind of sweating, trying to figure out what to do. So I'm very excited here. We have Juan Palacio and Juan Moreno from Ransomware Help with us today. And they have a fascinating service that I think will be very interesting to a lot of you fellow MSPs out there. Um, Gentlemen, welcome. How are you doing today?
Hi, Garrett. Thank you very much for your invitation. We're doing very well. Again, we're very excited to be here and probably to showcase something very unique and I think very useful for all of the MSPs and program partners who definitely run into such a complex situation. And I'm 100% sure we can help you in any case you need and help your clients.
Well, yeah, ransomware is one of those things where it's like, oh, a lot of people look at it and be like, man, you just have to pay it out. And there's no, unless you've been through it, there's not really much of a response or recourse to do it. And, frankly, that's quite, yeah, especially these days, it's the opposite of the reality, because there are um, mitigation, process. There's a lot of things. That's where you guys come in. Um, and if you don't mind, just sort of set the stage, like what it is that your company, Ransomware Help, does exactly. Because in my past, is something I go out, I try to find a decryptor, a key, kind of figure out what the encryption was, things like that, try to do it. But um, if the network is big enough, it's pretty difficult because I don't have 400 servers to be able to help with that. So if you don't mind, just dive into what you guys do. And so let me, Juan, I'll bring up the slide that you have here.
Sure.
And
Great. And you're right. Any incident related to ransomware, be it a big company, a small company, even is more stressful. But it is a stressful moment. It is complex because there are many variables that need to be analyzed. Incident response is uh, obviously the most important step, and the planning of the recovery process, and we're going to talk about that in this uh, demo days event, uh, is is critical because once a company suffers an attack, obviously the main objective is first to avoid any extended damage. But secondly, we need to get that client back in operations as quickly as possible and as cost efficiently as possible. So that's where we're able to help MSPs help their clients work in tandem and bring a solution that will guarantee that recovery plan is successful. Okay, so I want to move forward to our presentation. Basically, Ransomware Help is a brand under Digital Recovery Group LLC. We're a globally recognized firm specialized in data recovery services. We have over 30 years of experience in data recovery worldwide, and currently we have a team of 80 expert engineers in cryptography, cybersecurity, forensic analysis, and reverse engineering. We have developed advanced solutions to decrypt data affected by ransomware and to do it to its original state to mitigate the impacts and obviously provide a protection for companies' digital assets. Okay, Our services, and I'm going to be really quick here, basically we offer basic incident response. We leave these to MSPs because they have not only the expertise, but obviously they have been working in the past hand in hand with the, let's say, security infrastructure and all the information systems that are in place with the client. So we come in to do the diagnostics, and then we come in also to help in the decryption of that data affected by ransomware. And here I have to stress on one point: we never recommend, intermediate, and/or settle ransom payments on behalf of client. So our main objective is to never pay the ransom and use our recovery services to decrypt the data. We offer cyber intelligence services. We're going to talk about that later. And we also offer, very importantly, in today's newest versions of ransomware, and let's say the new threats posed by cyber criminals, we offer the possibility of monitoring and the secure elimination of exfiltrated data and exposed data on the deep and the dark web. Okay. Here you can see several of our solutions. We're going to concentrate this conversation in Ransomware Help, but obviously we have developed an array of solutions as a result of clients asking us to help them not only protect them from future attacks, but also provide help in terms of online reputation management in case there is any risk or any materialized risk of reputational damage. Okay, I want to just shortly, Garrett mentioned, we have created in 2017 a foundation called Protection for Kids. This foundation was created to help Europol, Eurojust, and other authorities in the criminal investigation of child abuse and child trafficking on the deep and the dark web. So we're really involved also in humanitarian, let's say, help in this type of events. Okay, so this is very important because we are involved also in social work and, let's say, make this world a better and safer world.
I love that. That's cool. You guys, man, yeah, I love it. You should be wearing capes for that, because that's that's a whole another world right there. So cool. That's cool to hear. I like that. It's interesting.
Okay.
So, Juan Ricardo, please go ahead.
Yes. Hello. My name is Juan Ricardo Palacio. I am a founder and CTO at Ransomware Help. I want to thank you for this invitation to present our unique ransomware recovery solution. I will explain to you how our solution was developed, and I will present in Spanish. And I ask Juan to please do translation for me. Thank you for being here with us.
Yeah, man. Glad you're here with us, man. I'm very excited. Yeah. Put together something awesome.
Okay. Continúo, Juan, ¿cierto? Perfecto. Empecé, como dijo Juan, hace más de 30 años en servicios de recuperación de data, solución de pérdida de data, que normalmente lo llamamos solución ante desastres ocurridos en los servidores y en la data de las empresas. Nos hemos especializado siempre en estas ciencias forenses, y hace alrededor de unos 10 años, en el 2014, recibimos nuestro primer caso de ransomware, que en ese entonces se denominaba el CryptoLocker. El CryptoLocker fue desarrollado en el 2013, pero a nuestro laboratorio nos llegó en el 2014, a inicios del 2014. Fue un accidente porque no teníamos evidencias de qué podría ser, sino que simplemente era un caso de pérdida de datos. ¿Por qué digo que fue un accidente? Porque al conectar nuestro disco duro con nuestras herramientas a este servidor que nos llegó físicamente a la oficina, inmediatamente el ransomware encriptó toda la data nuestra, o sea, todas nuestras herramientas, todos nuestros archivos, los encriptó y ya el problema ya no era solo del cliente, sino que era también nuestro.
Henry,
Tomé esto como, sí,
déjame
dale,
te traduzco ahí,
sí,
okay? Let
sí,
me do
sí,
some
ok,
translation because this is like I would say, the most incredible story. And as to make it short, Juan Ricardo has been specializing in data recovery for over 30 years and data forensic analysis. As you may be aware, CryptoLocker was developed in 2013. And in 2014, Juan Ricardo received in our labs a physical server that was damaged. Okay, so obviously we started the recovery process as uh, as mandatory in every case of a damage, logical or physical damage of a server, and unfortunately and surprisingly, it was a ransomware attack and it encrypted the whole systems in the office. And it was obviously a huge problem, an accident that happened. Uh, Obviously, no one was aware that it was a ransomware, and it encrypted all the systems, all the recovery software that we had at that time. Obviously, this created a huge, let's say, problem, and that's when Juan Ricardo decided to investigate and start solving that, let's say, that problem. And like he always tells me, there's nothing impossible. So here comes the second part of the story. Dale, Juan.
ok. Tomé personalmente el asunto y alrededor de unos 28, 30 días de estudiar la naturaleza de este cifrado, de hacer análisis forenses, hacer ingeniería inversa, hacer temas de criptografía, logré entender cómo actuaban este tipo de malware y pude desarrollar una técnica de extracción de la llave privada. En ese entonces la llave privada estaba escondida adentro de la data y logré desencriptar mi data y por ende desencripté la data de mi cliente. Ese fue mi primer caso de éxito con la desencriptación de un ransomware.
Dale.
De ahí en adelante hemos tenido, digo que realmente hemos tenido la gran fortuna de estudiar los ransomware desde el inicio, de crear herramientas y procesos adecuados para cada caso desde el principio. Es decir, tenemos el conocimiento, hemos desarrollado muchas herramientas, muchos algoritmos, muchos procesos que nos han llevado a lograr el éxito en la recuperación y la desencriptación de los datos de nuestros clientes. Para mí y para toda la empresa, para todos los especialistas, es muy grato poder ofrecer una solución garantizada donde no solo recuperamos la data, sino que conservamos perfectamente su orden, su estructura, obviamente su funcionamiento y además acompañamos a nuestros clientes en el proceso de restauración de toda la operación de la data. Es realmente para nosotros y para mí personalmente una satisfacción haber desencriptado muchísimos cientos de casos, miles de casos en la historia de manera exitosa.
Okay. Garrett and everyone, basically, so the story continues by Juan Ricardo personally with his team of engineers, basically sitting down for approximately 30 days to start figuring out how to decrypt the information. And basically they came out with a solution which, based on reverse engineering processes and cryptography based algorithm configurations, that essentially were effective in extracting the keys. At that time, the keys were hidden in the data. Obviously, as new ransomware variants have progressed, they are in different parts. But the important thing here is that Ransomware Help and its team of engineers have been working constantly in the new versions of ransomware and developing and evolving our recovery process as ransomware has evolved as well. So that basically allowed Juan Ricardo not only to recover and restore the systems at the labs, but also the client systems. Again, we stress the power of our recovery process in three main characteristics. First, that we have been able to resolve more than 1,500 cases worldwide with many different variants and ransomware, let's say, ransomware executable characteristics. Our recovery process is guaranteed. That means that once we present the client a recovery proposal, we guarantee contractually that we will be able to restore the data in the same structure and integrity and format as it was before the attack. So this means for MSPs the possibility to restore systems much quicker and in a much more efficient way. Okay, they'll be able to either install new servers or do new setups, but the data will be exactly as it was before the attack, available to be let's say uploaded and get up and running again. Okay, that includes databases, obviously VMs that are encrypted, files related like Windows files, any type of images, videos, any type of files that were encrypted will be restored back to its original format. So that is basically how our recovery process works, and it has been proven successful in more than 1,500 cases.
Wow, that's.
I don't know if you have any questions here, Garrett, or any comments.
Yeah, I definitely have a comment. That is a very high recovery rate. I mean, that's wow. Because there's a lot of it out there that, well, there's some pretty clever ransomwares they've evolved into now, because I remember CryptoLocker when it first came out. I mean, it was a big deal. And if I remember from memory, it was like, I think it was one with the red, it had like a big lock on it and, all that stuff. And it's come a long way. But I'm very interested to see how you guys do this process, because that high of a recovery rate is wow. And that gives me confidence of, knowing, especially if I have a huge company I'm supporting, I could go into and be like, we've got this, we got this team. So, yeah, and that's really cool, Ricardo, that you kind of figured out, you reverse engineered this and got it to the point where it is. I mean, that's no cryptography in itself is just, yeah, it's up there with the rocket science sometimes, especially with the now everything's being moved into classical encryption with quantum encryption. So it's fascinating to see the evolving in anyway. But go ahead and I'm very interested. This is
And
awesome.
we're going to see some cases, Garrett, because it's important also to show how the diagnostic is done, the results of the diagnostic, and real case scenarios. Because obviously, many MSPs also would like to have more knowledge about what data is all about, data structure, data integrity, and the fundamentals of how data is stored, the difference between damaged data and encrypted data, which are two totally different scenarios.
Yeah.
And I want to mention this, Garrett, because you said, how is your effective rate so high? And basically our success rate is around 98, 99%. And there's just that 1% where we're not able to recover 100% of the data. And the reason for that is probably because the data had been previously manipulated, or the client decided to use traditional recovery processes, which basically are used for direct physical loss to the damage, or logical loss to the damage to the drives. And the data is corrupt. So when the data is corrupt, that's where we come in with other, let's say, techniques like repairing techniques and/or reconstruction techniques. Okay, so it's important, and I mentioned this, that whenever there's a ransomware attack, never to try to manipulate and/or change the extensions and/or try to download any decryptor from the web, because that will eventually corrupt the data. Okay, and when the data is corrupt, then the problem is larger. Okay, and probably not manageable. Okay.
Yeah, I've seen that happen before. We've done our own thing a long time ago.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell what corrupted the data. It was like a ransomware, but now you're saying that kind of. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, we talked previously about something, Garrett, and it's important. And I mentioned it at the beginning, how we work with authorities and law enforcement agencies. We do this through Cyber Rights Organization. This is an organization founded in La Hague by one of the most prestigious cyber law firms in La Hague. And through them, basically what we do is we promote the protection and the rights of privacy, of data protection, and of the non-disclosure of data without authorization. So through Cyber Rights Organization, that's how we're able to be also in the capability of monitoring, exploring the deep and the dark web for any evidence related to criminal investigations undergone by authorities in relation to child abuse and child trafficking. And that expertise over the past 6 years has given us the possibility to offer our clients and MSPs a second solution, which is critical, and that is the guaranteed analysis of exfiltrated data and being able to present evidence of exfiltrated data that's being either published or exposed on the deep and the dark web. And if the client decides to eliminate that data, we offer that possibility as well, to do the secure elimination of that data that's being exposed using our zero programming software for that purpose. Okay, so this is something that has so many areas of action, and one of them obviously is the help in criminal investigations, but also what we mentioned through our Protection for Kids Foundation. We help in that respect. Okay, how do we help those other, let's say, nonprofit organizations that are helping kids, let's say, after they have any problems related to child trafficking and child abuse. Okay, so it gives us great pleasure. I wanted to stress this, great pleasure to be also able to put our technical expertise in the positive purpose of helping others. Okay,
this is awesome. I mean, you know, I'll be honest, there's not a lot of companies that, I've worked with, been dealings with, things like that, that have this sort of footprint, in humanitarian, say, efforts to help, for the good, because there's a lot of things are focused on, and nothing wrong with it, but not well things like the business model, the revenue. But I love what you guys are doing here. You're using your skills to be able to contribute to very serious issues that have affected our lives. So this, I don't know what to say. This is awesome. So I'm very, yeah. I think this really says a lot about you guys. This is cool.
Yeah, and this helps us
Yes.
also, and this is something we want to offer, and obviously our interest to partner with MSPs and to join channel program is also to find those the possibility to help. Okay, and actually that's why our name says Ransomware Help, because that's our main purpose. I mean, we want to help clients, we want to help MSPs, we want to help people, companies, individuals be protected. I mean, we all have the right for our privacy and to have our data and our clients' data protected. Okay.
So if you don't mind me asking, say I get a client, I'm an MSP and client ransomware. At a certain point, if it's there, do you sort of get this layer involved, or it's like how does this, work with just the the regular ransomware help service for
Yeah, absolutely. When we do the diagnostic, and I'm going to move to the process, Garrett, because maybe we can better demonstrate it. This is more a little bit about our expertise. We already talked about it, so I'm going to go to the next slide. But basically, to mention that we have operations in Europe, in the US, and LATAM. All of our work, and we're talking about ransomware help, all of our work is done remote, so we can help clients anywhere around the world: Australia, New Zealand, Japan, Korea, anywhere we can help our clients recover their data. So basically, we do have physical offices in this region. Okay. I wanted, before we move to the process, Garrett, I wanted to stress and to mention some key points that really make us aware of the reality of ransomware attacks today. And this is a study from VIN. They did a survey among 1,500 companies worldwide that suffered a ransomware attack. But one of their conclusions is that 67% of the respondents, they mentioned that they did not have a recovery plan. And basically that's what we're talking about here, okay? How to really prepare a let's say a professional and effective recovery plan for the clients, okay? Another statistics that really caught my attention is that 61% of the businesses paid the ransom, but out of those 61%, and this is based on this study, only 4% were able to recover all of the data. So that means that they had to either implement other solutions to recover their data, and this obviously brings additional costs. Okay. And in the end, 89%, and this is related to that comment, 89% of the victims considered that the overall financial impact was substantially more than just the ransom itself. And that's where we have to be really, really, really careful and provide our clients with a solution that's not only cost efficient, but helps them recover operations in a more expedite way. Okay, so I just wanted to mention this before we move to the process, because these are key statistics based on real companies that underwent a ransomware attack and recovered from it. Okay, and that's where we come in, helping MSPs ensure their clients achieve achieve a swift and cost-effective recovery. We work in tandem with MSPs. They're in the client's premises. They're helping the clients restore their systems, and we're working in parallel, recovering the data. And then at the end, it all comes together. Okay. I'm going to move now to the next slide. This is the way our recovery process works. Just to be a little bit short in the explanation, obviously, once there's an attack, MSPs come in and they do incident response. That's when MSPs contact us and tell us, look, we have a situation, and we do obviously an analysis, an initial assessment of the situation. We present a diagnostic proposal to the MSP, which, by the way, presents it to the client. Our diagnostic, and you asked, and we talked about mentioning costs. Our diagnostic has a cost in a regular case, let's say 10 virtual machines, 10, 15 servers. Our cost is $2,250 for the diagnostic. The diagnostic takes approximately 24 to 36 hours. Okay. And basically for MSPs that are affiliated to channel program, we're going to give a special price of $1,750. And the reason for that is because we believe truly that we can work in tandem with MSPs, and that MSPs, the best way we can help clients here is to help them make informed decisions. So we want to be part of that solution. We want the MSPs to bring that solution to our solution to the client as an alternative to many other solutions. Restore from backups, recover from manually reconstruct data. There's many other alternatives, and hopefully all of them work, except negotiating. We never recommend negotiating, okay? But what we do want is to invite MSPs to work with us, hire the diagnostic, and present their clients an alternative solution, first, guaranteed in a contract. Secondly, with a time of recovery that's established, a fixed price. That's not hidden. There's no hidden prices here, and no hidden costs. And obviously with the expertise that we have and the capability to accompany the client in all this process, okay? After we do the diagnostic, and we're going to see an example later, we present the client a technical report of the diagnostic results, and we present the recovery proposal and or repair of data proposal. Basically, sometimes we are able to come with two proposals. Let's say the client only needs the data. They're going to restart their systems from scratch. They're going to buy new servers, everything. They just need the data. We can also offer the clients the possibility of repairing the data and recovery of data only. Okay, and that's something that we will in depth explain to the MSPs and together present to the end client for them to analyze and understand, and again, make an informed decision. Now, as you well know, Garrett, and you probably had experience in the past, and that's something I wanted to ask you, there are many decision makers here, okay? And when we have large cases, there are many people involved. Obviously, one of them is, let's say, the legal department or their legal advisors. Another of them is authorities, insurance companies, obviously MSPs, and any technical support that they have. So there's many people involved in any ransomware case, and we need to make it simple for the client. Okay, and that's basically where we come in.
Yeah, that's that many people involved is absolutely nail on the head, because my experience, if you're coming in, fortunately, ransomware had never happened on our watch, but people call us in, when they got hit by ransomware, and then they had pretty much fired the old IT company, which for me, it was kind of like, there's no reason to go. That people involved, it's an emotional thing. They're like, how could you let this happen? We were paying you to secure us. There's a lot happening here, right? Especially when they say they can't do any work, they're losing money. And it's kind of one of those things where you get rid of the IT company, bring a new one. Well, there's a learning curve happening. We have to kind of quickly learn, your network, how many servers you have, what all is going on, where the old IT company could have done it. But it's very emotional because it's like, all right, I'm going to come in. Here's what we recommend. So, they're like, they're going to talk to their lawyers. They're going to talk among, the partners. There's a lot that's happening. And so you sort of have decision-making paralysis at that point, because everybody's goal, in my experience, was we need this back as cheap as possible, but as fast as possible. So cheap and fast is not, that could lead to some, bad processes. You just never know. So, yeah, you're absolutely right about that. There's a lot of people involved, and it could really muddy up a situation of recovery and incident response.
And that's why we're so happy and so proud to have joined Channel Program, because I know it's a community where we all trust each other and where we all need to work as a team to help clients recover operations. Okay, and hopefully we will be able to help MSPs, surpass this challenge, and successfully and with great satisfaction from clients. Okay. Again, our recovery process, and I added this part, we have a quality assurance, and we're gonna see it in a short video that we play later. But basically, what we do is our process guarantees that has a quality assurance guarantee that every file we decrypt, we make sure it's correct before we continue the decryption process. Okay, so there's a quality assurance that we make sure our decryption process is working. Okay, if not, we need to go back, and obviously we have been done testing and everything. But once the decryptor starts, it does a one-by-one validation. That's critical to be able for us to include a contractual guarantee in the recovery process service hired by clients. Okay,
Juan,
our guarantee. Yeah.
Can I jump in real quick? Just for the viewers out there who are watching right now, Juan's going into some interesting stuff because I know I have a lot of questions about it. If you have a question or a comment, put the comment in LinkedIn and ransomware. I'm going to see him. If you want me to ask him something or anything, throw it out there. This is live, so we'll definitely see it if you have questions. So my apologies, Juan. Go ahead and take it. I just wanted to remind everybody.
So again, we want to give our MSPs partners and partners the confidence that we offer 100% money back guarantee. It's applied at, and this is important, at pro rata. It has never been claimed by any client. Okay, but basically what it says is, look, if we have, let's say, 10 terabytes of data to recover, and we're only able to recover effectively 9 terabytes, then we will refund 10%. But again, once we have the diagnostic process done, once we present a recovery proposal and a guarantee, we will be able to present the results that we promise. Okay. Now let's get to the fun stuff. Okay. We decided to bring 3 cases just to because I know MSPs are curious about knowing how everything in the real world works. We brought three cases. One case, the one on the first one at the left. I don't know if you're able to see the small text, but this is a public company, a publicly traded company. Okay, this is a company that had probably 580 terabytes of data affected, 25 servers. This is a large business data center. It was they suffered an attack by Phobos Faust 3.0. We found, and this is critical, we found 70 encryption vectors. The encryption vectors are the IDs that we find in the forensic analysis and the diagnostic process that we run, and that those the encryption vectors are the ones that determine 90% of the cost of recovery, because they determine how many forensic servers we need to use to effectively reverse the process. So basically here what we say is we found 70 encryption vectors, we found 12 over encryptions. Those over encryptions, basically what they mean is, and I'm going to use a simple example. It's like if you have a safe box and you open it, basically you're going to find a second safe box inside. You're going to need to open it, and then you're going to find another one. So over encryptions make it even more complex to recover. Okay, and basically what this case required is it required 670 servers. 612 of them were used for calculations, 10 were used for key extraction, and 48 for actual key creation and decryption process. The cost of this recovery was $680,000. It took us 8 days to do the whole recovery, and the savings in terms of what the client mentioned was the ransom demand. These are 3 cases where the clients have actually told us what the ransom demand was. We've had many cases where we don't know, okay, but we decided to bring this here because we wanted to show a cost comparison, and the ransom demand was $3 million. Our recovery cost was $860,000, so we managed to save the client $1,140,000 plus any additional costs of time of let's say business interruption, and probably other costs if they had gone the way of negotiating the ransom. Okay, so so for many companies that decide to negotiate the ransom and are unsuccessful in that, let's say in that decision they made, please, they can come to us and we can help them out. Okay, because there's also those cases where they are not successful negotiating. We know company decisions are we never recommend negotiating, but again, this is one case that we want to stress the possibility that we gave the client such a large size of data. In 8 days, they were able to start their restoring systems. Okay, the second case, and we're gonna play a video here. This is related to a Lockbit 2.0 in last year, and as you may be aware, Lockbit 2.0 is a ransomware that disappeared back in 2021. Okay, so Lockbit 3.0 came out in 2022, and the newest versions came out in 23 and 24. Okay, so the possibilities for this client of negotiating were slim, very slim, or even negotiating and getting the key back. Okay, so this was a case, and I'm going to do a summary. We found 3 encryption vectors, 2 over encryptions. It required 14 servers, and the cost was $34,350, and the ransom demand was $75,000. Okay. The third case, I'm going to go back to the video in a second, or maybe let's see if we can play the video now.
Okay.
Let me try this. Okay.
Right.
What we did,
Yes.
obviously, this is a demo. So we took, let's say, a set of demo encrypted files from this case, and we ran the decryption tool on it. So it's going to be a small, let's say, demo. Obviously, as you can see here, this case took us around 6 days for decryption. Okay, in reality. So. Here, as you can see at the left, these are the files that we took as samples. They have all the Lockbit extension. Okay, at the right, you're going to see the decryption tool that we developed. Usually, it takes us 2 days to develop the decryption tool. Once the client accepts the recovery proposal, so it takes us 2 days in internal lab preparing the decryption tool, and we usually start decryption on day 3. Okay, like you saw there, the files have been decrypted. We leave the encrypted file and the unencrypted file in let's say in the storage device, in the drives. So we do not eliminate the encrypted files. And then when we finish, every time we finish one server, one VM, one drive, we ask the client to do a full backup in an external device, disconnect, and then come back to the recovered information and do revision. Okay, so this is basically the recovery process that we run. The clients, for example, in this case, we had around 3 servers. So the client gives us a priority list, how they want us to start. And every time we finish one server, we hand it over to the client. They do backup and they do revision, and we continue with the rest. Okay, so this is an example. The other case at the right, this is a clinic affected by a Lockbit Black. The ransom demand was $400,000. This is a case in Canada. And our recovery cost was $160,000. We found 2 encryption vectors, a double encryption, and a
I think he cut out there. Um, cool. So, hey, Juan, Ricardo?
Yes.
Yes. I think Juan got cut off there.
One is stopping. One stop.
Yeah.
1 second.
Okay. Yeah, we let me see here. Okay. I think he should be back in a minute now. So, he'll be back in a minute. So, I think it's very, from what I'm seeing here with the servers and everything, you're basically developing a custom tool for this specific case, if you don't already have something to be able to decrypt, because of the encryption overlays, like that one had 12 encryption overlays. That's cool, because I've never really you see all these tools out there already done, but that's the kind of thing that I think definitely catches my attention, because it's like, hey, this is custom fit for our situation, and that's a good thing. And I understand, not every encryption and ransomware attack is the same,
Yes. I'm sorry for my English, but I tried to speak something about this case. Each ransomware is different. Each encryption is different, and each group of ransomware use different technicals for encrypt the data. Obviously, we check this type of the encryption for different methodologies, for forensic analysis, reverse engineering, and determine which technical use the hacker. After that, this process, we go to different servers, many servers on different configuration to check, to calculate the different key or different algorithms to get the key, and for finally made or make one software with the key to decrypt the data.
That's so it's like one of those things where like I remember when we had a while back when we had the crypto locker. It was sort of so it's like, I don't know the way you guys, is crypto locker like a one encryption layer at that time, or
in the first time the crypto locker, in this case the hackers use a simple key and simple encryption mode. In this case, use 256 AES, and not all data was encrypted. Only some sectors of the files.
That's I remember that real well. It's Juan, welcome back.
Yeah, sorry, I got disconnected somehow, but I'm back. Juan Ricardo, great job.
Yeah, thank you, Ricardo. Yeah, he was explaining it because so I'm very fascinated because we have about 5-6 more minutes left, but I'm fascinated how okay, as an MSP, I'm coming in, we have ransomware, you're working alongside us, right? And what I might have I don't know, I might have an MDR in place, I might, whatever, have all this stuff. For me as the MSP, what's the program look like? Is it like, hey, look, you refer us or you work with us, does the MSP get any sort of percentage off of the whole thing, or is there any margins, or how does that work for the MSP program? Because it's not like ransomware is something that we're doing this every month. This is as needed, hopefully just once. So how does that work? Because it's me calling you saying help
with the MSPs. When we were talking about price, that's what you mean?
Just how the MSP program works in general. How you guys, if I'm an MSP,
we have
calling
a
you.
partnership program. Basically, again, we don't have a fixed price. Only let's say the diagnostic has a fixed price, but definitely when we present the recovery cost estimation, it's a definitive cost estimation. And what we offer our partner MSPs is it works as a referral agreement where they accompany us in offering our services, and once the client accepts our services, we offered the MSPs a markup percentage that we determined with them, usually, and just to be really transparent with clients, especially, that markup percentage goes up to 10%. Okay, because we do need to be able to be competitive, not only competitive, but also differentiate ourselves from other type of solutions. Okay, we need to be cost effective. We need to be really offer really good times of recovery. As you saw, our times of recovery range between 5 to 8 days plus 2 days, let's say, diagnostic. So we will be able to help MSPs and their clients in around 10 days, based on this, on the characteristics of the client, obviously. But in terms of what you mentioned, we offered our clients a referral, let's say, incentive for cases that they bring to us. I don't know if this is important for us. It is. Usually, we do not work as subcontractors, and the reason for that is that we we offer our clients our recovery service contract, our SLA contract, which includes a guarantee. And that warranty is in the contract. So we use our own contract because we are the direct responsible company for the recovery of the data. So usually we do not operate as a subcontractor. I know some MSPs like to work that way. We could do an exception. We've never needed to do so. And basically it's because technically we are guaranteeing our work, okay?
So I wanted to add
I don't know if
this,
that answers the question.
yeah, it does. Because you I pulled up your PDF, and one of the reasons I asked is ransomware, like you said, there's a lot of decision makers. It's drama. It's drama, for a lot of people.
Yes.
And
yes.
It's not just about the recovery, but it's about, if you walk in, you feel good about knowing who I have on my team. And listen, guys, here's what we are going to do for you. Here's our experience. Here's how it can happen. And this particular slide here that you don't have you have testimonials from others. But I think also more importantly is, the customers. These guys they're not small guys. I mean, you've done a lot of good stuff, and I see you've also, some of these trusted service providers, the insurance companies, things like that. So as somebody as an MSP, when I look at stuff like this, I know that I'm like, okay, you guys would be an amazing partner to have in the event this happens. And it's one of those things where I don't know who I was watching, but I wouldn't say this because Juan, you and I had talked about this prior, was one of the first things that people will do is, I'm gonna get my IT guy out, I'm gonna blame him or anything. And that's like the last thing that you want to do. If you are a pro and now don't have an IT MSP, or maybe you have IT, just hang tight. Don't blame him. You can reach out, because these things evolve. This is not like something that was tried and true. I mean, this thing, it's like a chess match. That's the whole reason it evolves. And and that's why there's updates. Patch Tuesdays.
I handle personally. I handle the largest cases. I accompany the clients and MSPs in the largest cases. Let's say IT service providers or MSPs get a lot of heat when a client gets hit by ransomware. But the first thing we mentioned in the initial conversations, look, there are so many reasons or so many vulnerabilities that are being exploited that it's not a problem of your MSP or IT service provider. Like, yes, there may be some flaws, some patches that were not updated, whatever. But our message is, we need to work together in solving your problem.
Yeah.
And that's what we need to concentrate on. And that's where we need to work as a team. And that's where we start generating confidence with the client. And let me tell you, and I'm going to give you an example. In the diagnostic process, in the diagnostic proposal that we send, and the recovery proposals that we send, we include a list of 10 clients that, probably since 2022, are still available and willing to give references from our services. And that includes MSPs. And there's one client, a large dental clinic in Chicago. I text him, because some client tells me, look, if it's a clinic, they tell me, I want to call this client. I text him, and the CEO responds to me still 2 years after. That's the level of confidence we get with clients when we work together. And I call Jim, his MSP, his name is Jim, up, and he answers the phone. So that's what we need, and that's what my final comment, that's what we need to do. We need to work as a team. We need to generate confidence. We need to effectively resolve the situation.
And we
Mhm.
need, and once we start being effective in that solution, the client is all going to open the doors for many
Yeah.
other possibilities and opportunities and business opportunities. And at the end, we're going to have satisfied customers, you know.
Yeah.
So a really difficult, emotional, let's say, trust affecting situation at the beginning, we're going to be able to turn it into a positive result and let's say, and a success
You
case.
know, man, that's what the MSP community is about. We jump in and we help each other. The whole CrowdStrike thing, a lot of people came together, help each other. So
Absolutely.
I think this is exactly the messaging. And I need to put a flag in this just because we're a little bit over. But what I'd like to do is, Ricardo, Juan, you guys, this has been really cool. And you know, I think for everybody watching out there, you know, even it's not like a service, it's a response, but it'd be great to jump on these guys to see how they work. That being said, do you guys have any like last words or anything for MSPs, IT pros out there who are watching?
Just one message again. We need to work together to help clients recover after a ransomware attack.
Yeah.
We're not here to do your job. We're specialized in data recovery and ransomware data recovery. That's our expertise. We don't want to get involved in other expertise from our MSPs, say incident response. No, we are here as a recovery data shop. Okay, you need us, we're here. You need the data back from your clients, we will help you get that data back, and then you can keep on working in your different solutions, improving security, everything. Okay, so we are a true strategic complement and solution for MSPs.
All right. Well, I like it. Thank you, Ricardo. Thank
Juanri,
you.
Yes. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's great to meet you guys. I'm really glad you guys are doing this, as well as especially with your humanitarian efforts and the cyber rights and helping dark web children trafficking. All that. It's just, yeah, it really says a lot about you guys. So, thank you very much. And yeah, I'll see you guys out there. Anybody who wants to reach out to Ransomware Help, you can check them out the website at ransomwarehelp.com, or you can go to channel program. Look them up. You can leave reviews, all kinds of stuff. It is a community with MSPs. It's what matters, because we're, you know, as your other MSPs, we've been in the trenches with you. It's not just some random person. So just kind of keep that in mind. So thank you guys very much. I really appreciate it. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up now. Thank you all very much.
thank you very much,
Thank
Garrett.
you. Thank you very much.